Austin Butler was born and raised in California, despite the fact that in the Elvis movie we may have seen him living in the epic Graceland. He no longer resides in the opulent mansion he had shared with his ex-girlfriend Vanessa Hudgens, but before he buys himself a lovely bachelor apartment, it's probably only a matter of time. Austin and Vanessa's $1 million mansion. Outside of his connection with ex-girlfriend Vanessa Hudgens, you may not have heard much about American actor Austin Butler up until this point. But now that he's amazingly brought back to life Elvis Presley and Baz Luhrmann's recent biopic, what better time to dig into his personal life and the mansion he formerly shared with his ex-girlfriend? In 2018, the couple made the decision to further their relationship by co-purchasing a house in the Los Feliz section of Los Angeles for less than $5 million. They met Gary and in an off-market transaction acquired this historic mansion for an estimated $5 million, nearly double Gary's initial outlay. When asked what originally drew the pair to this house, Vanessa told Architectural Digest that a lot of it had to do with its past and that she wanted an ancient house since that particular mansion had a really romantic feel to it. She said that she adored the house for its unique character and quirkiness. She had adored the vintage design elements and the Art Deco air vents, the chandelier over the stairway, and the park-like yard. Exterior of the mansion. The home is set on a double-wide lot that's surrounded by tall trees for an extra dose of privacy. This house has a donut-colored brick pathway with a woven pattern that circles a two-tiered fountain and leads to the front entrance, which is placed inside a shallow portico. Even though the exterior is a little boxy, it is entirely covered with well-kept vines. This was the first thing that struck Vanessa about the location when she first arrived. Recalling the experience, Vanessa told Architectural Digest that she felt as though she'd been teleported to France or Italy upon entering the gate and viewing the house wrapped in ivy and surrounded by olive trees. Interior of the mansion. As magnificent as it sounds, the inside is much nicer in Vanessa's opinion, as it felt like a sanctuary. It has 3 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, despite being a tiny 3,168 square feet. It has all you require and more. Even better, there's a second guest house just over the attached 2-car garage. But inside the main house, everything is rather opulent. You'll notice wooden floors as soon as you enter the front foyer. The enthusiasm for the white moldings and tray ceiling that Gary Oldman had built extends into the spacious living room that fills the whole depth of the home. A wood-burning fireplace and several built-in bookcases are also included. French doors that almost touch the ceiling are located on 2 different walls at the back of the room that opens up to the yard. Austin and Vanessa had intended to use an all-white monochromatic color scheme in the living area as soon as they had moved into the house, even investing in a large sofa made of white linen. However, when the coach arrived, they instantly knew that it didn't quite work, and switched to a much different vibe when Vanessa found a pink sofa at a vintage store. A short walk from there is a beautifully charming swinging door that separates the kitchen from the formal dining room. The dining room has beautiful wooden furniture. The kitchen originally had rough wooden beams spanning the ceiling, with shaker-style cabinets with gray-veined white marble on top, and was designed as an upscale country-style cooking area. The spa had renovations done during the recent lockdown. The counters were changed to Carrara marble, and a backsplash was created using some leftover tile from the main bathroom. A few of the cabinets were also taken out, and the ones that were left were painted and given open shelving, thanks to the installation of big oak beams. Additionally, there is a breakfast area with 1950s-inspired pendant lighting that was imported from Germany, and a luxe leather banquet booth that was modeled after the Mason Premier restaurant in New York City. 2 guest bedrooms and a Jack and Jill bathroom are located on the 2nd level, but the master suite is unquestionably the highlight of these 4 rooms. Austin and Vanessa's personal touches on the house. Austin's old bedroom maintained the original vibe by retaining its original hardware, such as glass doorknobs, but as soon as these two settled in, the suite's initial features would quickly change. An interior designer was hired to create the cave vibe that was desired for this exclusive area, particularly after Vanessa developed an obsession with the thought of relaxing in a deep porcelain bathtub. The bathroom had to be shifted, which required demolishing a few walls in order to produce the desired result. Then a ceramic egg-shaped container created by local trails was introduced, and the task was created. Let's finally glance at the backyard. The living room's French doors lead out to a bluestone terrace, which slopes down to a long, swimmer-friendly pool. Past that is a pergola structure covered in vines that conceals an above-ground hot tub. Additionally, there's a rectangular koi pond and a grassy lawn, with lots of open space. Austin and Vanessa later added their own distinctive touch by hiring an artist to create a mural of faces on the wall around the pool. They also put a large table so they could have outdoor meals outside the food from their garden. Austin leaving his $1 million home. Once Austin was cast as Elvis, things changed and the two started to appear to be much less of a match. Long-distance relationships can become quite difficult to maintain, and so the couple split. Austin and Vanessa separated after a little more than a year of living here, and it seemed that Austin was the first one who left. After showing off the property for 6 months, Vanessa chose to sell it to Ronan Farrow and his long-term partner John Lovett for $6.7 million. She would stay here for another 2 years and even invite Architectural Digest over for a tour. She and Austin ended up spending about $2 million more than planned. Austin's whereabouts are still unknown, but given that he spent 2 years bringing Elvis to life, it makes sense. He was most likely renting a house in Queensland, Australia, where the entire thing was of course shot, for a movie that was frequently delayed because of the epidemic. He'll probably be searching for a new place to stay now that shooting is complete, and when we learn where that is, we'll let you know. When GQ questioned him about the end of his long-term relationship with Vanessa, he said that life is full of changes and that you have to find a way to continually be changing and developing.